Chapter 1 Question Answers. Subjective type questions. Answer the following. Question number 1. What are living things? Give examples. Animals and plants have life. Living things are alive. Example for living things are tree, dog, cat, etc. Question number 2. What are non-living things? Give examples. Things that do not have life called non-living things. That do not have life called non-living things. Example, pencil, stone, bag, etc. Question number 3. How are natural things different from man-made things? How are natural things are different from man-made things? Natural things are found in nature. Example, sun, moon, etc. that are found in nature. Man-made things are things made by humans. Things made by humans. Example for man-made things are human house, computer, TV, etc. are the examples. Okay. Question 4. What are the features of living things? Make a list. The features of living things are living things move, living things breathe, living things grow, living things need food and water, living things reproduce, living things feel. So these are the features of living things. Living things move, living things breathe, living things grow, living things need food and water, living things reproduce, and living things feel. Next, chapter 3 subjective type questions. Question number 1. Why do animals need to eat food? Animals run, jump, move from place to place in search of food and shelter. Food provides them energy and nutrients for healthy growth. Each living thing needs energy in order to live. Question number 2. How are herbivores, carnivores and omnivores different from each other? The herbivores eat plants and plant parts. Carnivores eat flesh of other animals. Omnivores eat both flesh of animals and plants. Question number 3. How does a snake eat food? Snakes swallow their food whole. Snakes have powerful muscles. They use these muscles for moving food. The muscles move the food down along the throat and into the snake's stomach. So, the muscles move the food down along the throat and into the snake's stomach. Question 4. How does a butterfly suck nectar? A butterfly uses its proboscis to drink nectar. Proboscis is a long flexible tube like straw that is butterfly's tongue. Question number 5. What is a food chain? Give an example to explain. A food chain shows who eats whom in a habitat, starting out with a plant and ending with an animal. For example, plant, rabbit, snake, eagle. Chapter 8. What is the difference between a pucca and a kacha house? Give examples. A pucca house are strong. They are permanent house made of wood, bricks, cement, iron rods and steel. For example, bungalows and flats. Kacha house are made up of wood, mud, straw and dry leaves. They are not very strong. For example, a hut is an example of a kacha house. So this is the difference between a pucca and a kacha house. Question 2. Why are tents and caravans known as temporary houses? A tent can be folded, packed up and carried easily from place to place. Caravans have wheels and can move people and their belongings from one place to another. So tents and caravans known as temporary house. Question 3. What are some things that make a clean and healthy house? Airy or well ventilated and well lit rooms, Veranda, balconies and terrace for fresh air and sunlight. Wire netted doors and proper drainage system. Question 4. What are fabrics? A fabric is a material made of natural and artificial fibers woven together. Question 5. How are artificial fabrics different from natural fabrics? Give example. Natural fibers are get from plants and animals such as cotton, wool and silk. Artificial fabrics are man-made fibers such as nylon and polyester. Chapter 9, Question 1. What is soil? Soil is the upper layer of Earth's surface where plants grow. Question 2. How is soil formed? Soil is formed by weathering of rocks. It is a long process. Climate helps to form the soil. Question 3. What are the main types of soil? Describe each briefly. The first one is sandy soil. Sandy soil is rough soil. It is found in desert and seashores. Second one is clayey soil. It is smooth one. It is using for making pots and toys. The third one is silt. Silt is a combination of sandy soil and clay. The fourth one is loam. It is a combination of sandy soil, clayey soil and silt. This soil contains humus. The fourth one is what are the different types of different layers of soil. First one is O horizon or humus. Second one is A horizon or topsoil. Third one is B horizon or subsoil. Fourth one is C horizon or bedrock. Question 5. How is soil useful for plants? Plants need soil to grow. The roots of plant absorb nutrients from the soil. Plant need nutrients to grow. Chapter 12. Answer the following. Question 1. What is light? Light is a form of energy. Question 2. What are some natural and man-made sources of light? The sun, stars, fireflies and glowworms are natural sources of light. Torch, tube light, bulb, fire and lamps are man-made sources of light. Question 3. How is shadow formed? A shadow is made when an object blocks light. Question 4. Do opaque objects make shadows and how? Yes, they do not let any light pass through them. They block light completely and make dark shadows. Question 5. What is sound? Sound is a type of energy made by vibrations. Question 6. How do we hear sound? When something makes a sound, it is vibrating. These vibrations are transmitted through the air to our ears, where we hear them as sound. Question 7. What is noise? What causes it? A very loud and unpleasant sound is called noise. They are disturbing sound. Honking of vehicles, blaring loudspeakers, and machines cause noise. Chapter 13. Question number 1. What does measuring something tell us? Measuring tells us the specific size of something. Question 2. What are non-standard units of measurement? Why are they called so? Ancient units such as cubit, handspan and footspan are non-standard units of measurement. This is because these units vary from person to person. Question 3. How do we measure length? What is the unit of length? We use tools such as rulers and measuring tape to measure the length of things. Meter is the standard unit of length. What is capacity? How are measuring cups useful? The quantity of liquid that a container such as a bucket, mug and jug can hold is referred to as its capacity. Measuring cups are used to measure liquids. They have markings on the outside and they handle and spout for easy pouring. Question 5. How do we define temperature? Temperature is the degree of hotness or coldness. How do clocks and watches tell us time? Clock and watch measure time in hours, minutes, and seconds. Chapter 15. Question number 1. What is a solar system? A solar system refers to a star and all the objects that travel in orbit or fixed path around it. Question 2. Our solar system is a part of which galaxy? Milky Way. Question 3. What keeps planets in orbit? Sun's gravity keeps planet in orbit. Question 4. How are planets and dwarf planets are different? Planets clear the path around the sun, while dwarf planets tend to orbit in zones of similar objects that can cross their path around the sun. Question 5. Is sun a star? Describe the sun and how it is important for Earth. The sun is a star. It gives out heat and light. Without the sun's intense energy, there would be no life on Earth. What is the asteroid belt? Asteroid belt is between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter, where asteroids is gathered. Last question. What is a comet? What happens when a comet's orbit brings it too close to the sun? Comets are snowballs of frozen gases and rock. When a comet's orbit brings it close to the sun, it heats up and emits dust and gases into a giant glowing head. The dust and gases form a tail.